All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you only have to look at Zoom and at me. We don't have
Oh,
to, we can pretend that Facebook doesn't exist.
all right. I
Okay,
am looking at you, kid.
okay, great. So we're ready to go. So welcome to week 2 of Vendor March Madness with Fiber World 2021. I again am Jill Bigelow Satel, one of our teachers. I work for Fiber World, but I'm also one of our teachers. And I'm here with Vaughn Tate, who
Hey,
is
y'all. It's
also
Vaughn.
a long time Fiber World person for as long as Fiber World existed. Do you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Hey, y'all. I'm Vaughn from Vaughn's Crochet and Beading. I am Team Fiber World as well. Make sure you stay in touch with Fiber World to find out everything that's going on and when the classes drop, because I will be teaching. But today we're doing Mystery March Madness. Let's go.
Okay, do you want to start with the first bracket, or would you like me to start with the first bracket?
I will let you do the honors.
Okay, well, I'll show you how it works since you weren't here last week. Okay, so in bracket 1, we had Sassy Black Yarns and Yarn Over Truck. And our winner of bracket 1 was Yarn Over Truck. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sassy Black Yarns. And I have to tell you, I hadn't seen much about Sassy Black Yarns before I started working for Fiber World. But they have some super fantastic colors, like the one in the photo specifically. And there's also another orange one that I really, really love. Probably going to be placing an order sometime before Fiber World starts. But anyway, their little description says, Sassy Black Yarns is dedicated to providing the highest quality of hand-dyed yarn delivered with creativity, imagination, and originality. And so they have lots of different weights of yarn, and they have a good color selection, different yarn bases. So I definitely would say check out Sassy Black Yarns. Oh, and Vaughn Scott.
In my stash.
Yay.
Design coming to you soon in crochet.
Nice. Do you know what color that is?
One of them is navy and the other one is angry onyx.
Angry onyx, I like that.
Yes, love it. All right, so we are now looking at bracket 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's Oink Pigments and Dizzy Blonde. And Oink Pigments is going through to the next week. So I'll tell you a little something about Dizzy Blonde. Dizzy Blonde is where geek and chic collide. Their hand-dyed theme colorways applied to several different luxury wool and wool blend bases are inspired by various geekdoms.
So, and I looked it up, and Dizzy Blonde is the dog, not the yarn dyer. Which I thought was, I always wondered when I saw that logo if she calls herself Dizzy Blonde, but no, it is her dog that is the Dizzy Blonde.
The dog's in charge and she's doing the dyeing.
That's probably it. Anybody who has a dog knows that they're in charge. Okay, so our next bracket was Bewitched Pigments and Jewel Designs. And Bewitched Pigments will be moving on to our next round. So I'll tell you a little bit about Jewel Designs. Jewel creates handmade original designs of knitwear jewelry, innovative screw-in leather closures and cuffs, and leather purse handles for makers who knit, crochet, weave, and sew. Jewel Designs specializes in elegant solutions to enhance the style and function of handmade garments and accessories. I love that their stuff has a lot of little animals on it. There are little dragonflies and little bees, and I'm a big fan of the stick pins because I lose shawl pins like mad, And any show pin that has 2 pieces is not going to last long in my world. I don't know why, but I'm not good with those. So I like the stick pins. Okay, who's next?
Next is bracket 4. And that is, let's see, Adirondack Yarns and Robin's Promise. And Robin's Promise will be going through to next week's Mystery March Madness. And Adirondack Yarns was established in 2003 in the village of Lake Placid, so that's New York. For 15 years, their shop has welcomed many locals and tourists from the US and other countries. During this time, they started traveling around the country, participating in fiber shows and meeting new fiber friends. They have now closed the door of their shop and hopes to continue to create more offerings on the internet and expand their travel circuit.
Yes. So I actually met Adirondack Yarns probably are in the early 2000s at a show. Went on vacation to Lake Placid one year and was going to look them up, and there's a sign on the door that says, "Sorry, we're at a show." so it's probably for the best that they moved into just traveling shows. Okay, so that's my Adirondack Yarn story. What number am I on? 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So 5 is La Boheme and Apple Tree Knits. La Boheme was the winner of this round, and they'll be moving on into next week. So I'll tell you a little bit about Apple Tree Knits. They are indie dyer and fiber artists with focus on colors that celebrate the beauty of the human experience, specializing in gradient colors with fantastically smooth color transition, which, yes, they do a very good job at that. I also work in felt to create expressive 2D and 3D works of art that celebrate stitchcraft, nature, and the human spirit. And kick-ass logo. I just want to say, I love that skein of yarn turned into an apple.
That is nice. All right, so who's up next? Bracket 6. Okay. Bracket 6 is Nomad Yarns versus Shirsty Cat. And Shirsty Cat will be moving on to the next round. A little about Nomad Yarns. They're Indiana's only yarn truck. Their mobile local yarn shop is filled to the brim with their own hand-dyed yarns and fibers, kits, and locally made notions and goodies, plus select designer yarn brands. They say you'll always find something new and unique on board as they try to bring you the most original and sustainable fiber arts ideas on the road and online.
Nice. I love that they're getting more and more yarn trucks. I don't know how they manage it in places that have so much space in between towns. But
I want a yarn truck.
Yeah.
I want my own yarn truck.
That would be awesome.
I have enough yarn.
And next up, we have, I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize because at some point in here, I'm going to sneeze. Probably at exactly the wrong time. But next up in bracket 7, we have Miss Babs and 100 Ravens. And Miss Babs is going to be going on through to next week. So I will tell you a little bit about 100 Ravens while Vaughn gets out all her 100 Raven swag. That I just know she has. Okay, so 100 Ravens says, we've gone from a few bins of yarn at the Wayland Farmers Market to attending fiber shows all over the country. But along the way, our focus has been the same as it was in the beginning. We love yarn. Yarn we love, colors we love, and every skein dyed by hand in exactly the same care and attention to quality on our 100,000th skein as we took on our 10th. We found new bases, gotten into dyeing gradients, but focus has always remained on uncompromising beauty and quality, no matter what fun new tricks we're up to.
Get into this.
Nice.
Oh, the purple.
Purple and like magenta-y.
Oh, yeah. And this is, yeah, Sport DK Merino. Mm, feel the love. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm supposed to be working. Okay.
Nope, that's all right. You're allowed to be sharing some love.
Yes. All right, where are we? Next round
Next round
is
is
bracket
8.
8. And we have Misfit Yarns and Inner Yarn Zen. And Misfit Yarns will be going through to next week's Mystery March Madness. And a little bit about Inner Zen Yarn. They do hand-dyed yarn, fiber, and custom designed project bags for you to put all of that pretty yarn in.
Yes. They seem to do a lot of their, they have an Etsy shop. And they seem to do a lot of clubs and advent calendars and things like that, even though they don't have anything going on right now. I assume your next club is just around the corner.
More than likely.
Okay, so we're on to 9. And bracket 9 is Yarn Over New York and Fiber Stash Dye Works. And where are we? Yarn Over New York is who's going to be progressing on to next week. Fiber Stash Dye Works is quality hand-dyed yarn and fiber in unique colorways. We dye in small batches and bring you over a decade of dyeing experience. From our family to yours, we've put lots of love and careful attention in each skein. We hope you will enjoy our work as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. So they have some super strong, super saturated colors. If you like color in your color, this is a good place to go. Oh, look, you have some.
Exactly. This, I believe, was their Vogue colorway of 2020. Yes.
I'm getting the idea, Vaughn, that you like purple.
But yes, this is Fiber Stash's New York Vogue 2020 New York colorway, and it is indeed saturated.
Saturated. They bright colors. They had some really nice, variegateds, and also tonals. So if you like your colors deep and saturated, check out Fiber Stash.
Oh, my turn to read. Okay.
Your turn.
I'm having so much fun. I forget I'm actually supposed to be working. Bracket 10 is between Wild West Dyes and Supernova Dye Works. Supernova Dye Works will be going through to next week's Mystery March Madness. And now I get to share about Wild West Dye. Rebecca from Wild West Dye specializes in all naturally dyed yarn, all hand dyed from her home studio in British Columbia, and is a designer and developer of Wild West Dye's knitting kits. Canadian spun, pure 17 micron merino, and for context, cashmere is 19 micron and below. Merino is Canadian spun and ethically sourced from New Zealand, where the sheep are allowed to express their normal sheep behavior, and I believe that's mulesing, as I'm not familiar, is not performed. So that means no sheep were harmed. As well as there being a collection of kits for you to choose from, she encourages you to make your own as well. Yarn is available to purchase in 25-gram quantities, so you can buy just what you need. All yarn and kits are shipped in cakes, ready to knit.
Yeah.
So you can literally order by the, 25 gram, 50 grams, 75. And then she will it'll be one continuous ball. And her packaging is so nice.
That answers the question I had. Yes.
Cotton, I guess, a cotton ribbon tie. So wonderful.
Yeah, I had to resist ordering for my next Fair Isle project this morning. So I need to get some stuff done before I'm allowed to order anymore. I give myself I'm strict with myself, or I try to be anyway. It doesn't always work, but the great color selection, it looks like it would be really, really nice for color work.
Yes, and all of them are natural dyes. I mean,
Yes, that's
it's
also something
amazing.
that's very cool, is that they're all
Mhm.
natural dyes. Okay, up on to bracket 11. I'm seeing it is not a great day, but not a great week for these poor jewelry makers here. So we have Featherweight Finery and Busy Peach. Busy Peach is going to be going on to the next round. And so Featherweight Finery makes anodized aluminum jewelry that is handcrafted in Silicon Valley. Each piece is made by the artist. Aluminum is lightweight. The anodized colors are vibrant and enduring, and they never tarnish or change color. So they're
Ooh.
great if you like your metal shawl pins with color in them.
And wasn't that beautiful chainmail flower that I saw?
Yes. Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I do chainmail, so I was really happy to see that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's some very beautiful stuff on her website that you should definitely go check that out.
Will do.
Or
Okay.
yes, and or mark it on your list to check out at Fiber World in July.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, on to
Oh, my
bracket
turn.
12.
Okay. Bracket 12. And it's created for you. Was that created for you by Laura, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Louisiana Yarn Guys. And created for you by Laura. We'll be moving on to the next round of Mystery March Madness. And a little bit about Louisiana Yarn Guys. They are a small batch independent dyer in Shreveport, Louisiana, offering over 70 different colors of hand-dyed yarn on multiple bases. Also offering finished knit and woven items, tools and supplies, as well as lessons for beginning, intermediate, and advanced knitters. Look at these babies.
Nice. I feel like you did a lot of shopping at Fiber World last year.
I may or may not have, but I think this combo is everything.
Uh-huh. That's very nice.
Yes, definitely Louisiana vibes.
Yes. And also they have a little bit of swag. They have a sweatshirt with their logo on it. And I, for one, think they need more stuff with their logo on it because I think that's a really cool logo. So check them out and tell them to get more swag at Louisiana Yarn Guys. Tell them Jill told you to.
This one, right?
Yeah, isn't it cool?
Yeah. The fleur de lis.
And the color change in the purple in it, I just really like it. Okay, so just buy their yarn because they have a great logo. All right, next up we have MAB Elements and Superfine Yarn Company. Let me double check. Superfine Yarn Company is going to be going on through to next week. And so I will tell you a little bit about MAB Elements and yet another jewelry maker that's having a tough week here in Mystery March Madness. MAB Elements designs handcrafted shawl pins, traditional and magnetic. And let me tell you, those magnets are strong. You are not going to lose your shawl pin. Stitch markers and earrings and other artistic goods for knitting, crocheting, and adornment in our beautiful Northeast Ohio. Our new magnetic shawl pins are one-of-a-kind works of art. This is true. I've seen them. I think they were in last week's picture, but you should definitely check them out. Each unique piece is made by hand, forging metal and then applied multiple layers of alcohol and then a high gloss resin finish. Each one is signed and numbered.
Nice.
So I have one shawl pin here. That's one of their metal ones with little stones on it. And I also have some stitch markers that are super cool with little sheeps. And I don't have any of the, what are they called? They're the enamel ones. Is that what they were? I want to make sure I'm getting it right.
I don't see resin.
Resin, yes. And I don't have any of those on hand, but I did a shawl design with a bunch of Indie Dyers, and
Mhm.
Michelle from MAB made the shawl pins, and they were custom made to match all of the colors in the shawl, and they were
Oh,
really cool.
I bet that was
Um,
exquisite.
yes, so definitely check those out. And I'm gonna wager that if you had some colors you wanted, she would make one just in the colors you wanted. I don't know that for sure. I'm just gonna offer her up to do that for you.
I'm reasonably sure she can
Again,
probably be
you can
talked
blame
into
me for
it.
that.
Twist her arm a little bit.
Okay, so what number are we on? 14?
Yep.
There you
14.
go, your turn.
Alrighty. Um, bracket 14 is between Tina's Toasty Toes and Lickin' Flames. And Tina's Toasty Toes will be moving on to next week's Mystery March Madness. And a little bit about Lickin' Flames, who I love because they do pottery. They do pottery producing artful objects for the fiber community. And they work with several clays and techniques, including Bavara, raku, carbon painting, and traditional stoneware. They have been working in clay for over 45 years. That was a very well-timed sneeze. And I've seen a few of their like vendor spots at various shows. Their pottery is exquisite. He has a way of working with clay and the techniques he uses to fire his pottery that I have never seen anywhere else.
Oh, nice.
It is beautiful work, and he's quite the character.
I also spotted on their website some little stick shawl pins with cute little sheep rams and sheep on them, which, as I mentioned, I lose shawl pins left, right, and center. So stick pins are great. That's definitely on my list of things to order.
Cool.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of money this morning while I was researching our vendors, or at least I've earmarked it. I haven't actually gone and spent any yet, but don't worry, I will.
We've got time.
Yep, exactly. Okay, next up we have Beach Bunny Yarns and Sun Valley Fibers. Beach Bunny Yarns is going to be moving on to next week. So Sun Valley Fibers are indie dyers bringing you glorious color to create and make yourself stunning garments. And they have a huge color selection. I happen to have a little bit of it. I got some of this at Stitches Midwest probably two, maybe even 3 years ago. And they have all these cute little mini skeins.
Those are gorgeous.
I know, and I have to confess that I pretty quickly figured out I didn't get enough of the main color. So I was going from bottom up in my sweater, and I knew I was going to have to rip it out and start top down to make sure I had enough. And I haven't done it. They've been sitting in timeout for a long time, but digging these back out to show you makes me want to put that back at the top of my queue.
Is that like a blue gray, steel blue?
Stormy is the main color, it's called.
Okay.
And then I just have a whole bunch of different aquas and grays and blues, and yeah.
That's going to be gorgeous.
Very nice.
Oh, okay, back to
work. Oh, wait, I gotta change the thing. Okay, here we are, last one.
All right. The last bracket is Hilltop Cloud versus Mode Knit Yarn. And Hilltop Cloud will be moving on to next week's Mystery March Madness. Now, Mode Knit Yarn. Okay, that's the one thing I don't have over here. 1 second, please.
Okay. See, I have some as well, and I could not find it to save my life.
I just forgot to move it over here with the rest of it.
So,
yeah. For those of you who may or may not know, Ms. Modisette has passed, but her yarn company still lives on. Her partner, Kathleen, and I'm sure a various host of other people are helping her to keep that alive.
Yes.
So I will read. After 30 years as a hand knit designer, craft author, and hand knit teacher, Annie Modisette had some firm ideas about creating colors that would work well in many combinations, allowing anyone to feel like an absolute color maven. Kathleen had a theater, sales, and retail background with a heavy dose of knitting. Kathleen can tell you anything about how the colors work together, what is the best pattern for your project, and by the time you've left the booth, you'll be best friends. Today, Mode Knit Yarn continues the tradition of vibrant colors, geeky themes, beautiful gradients, unusual color combinations, original designs, and collections inspired by our travels and everyday life. They stock beautiful wool blends, a new non-superwash American grown and processed wool, and dabble in cotton and linen. And again, Annie passed away on October 1st, 2020. And Kathleen continues to run Mode Knit Yarn. And I will say, as primarily a crocheter, I have heard of Annie Modisett in the atmosphere. I never got to actually meet her, but I do know she was a very staunch supporter of people being treated worthy in this industry. And I respected her a great deal for that. So again, I will show my colorway that I have here.
Very nice.
This is one of the gradients. It's gorgeous. I need more of this.
I know where you can get it.
Exactly. So I wanted to share that.
Excellent. Yeah, I never had the pleasure of meeting her either. So, but that was quite a loss for the entire community last year. And yes, our condolences to Kathleen and the rest of the family. Okay, I have to say that was a slightly down note to end our last bracket on, but that's the way life goes. Sometimes we've got ups and we've got downs.
Also, yes.
So next, let me start that over again. Tomorrow you'll be able to start voting on round 3 on our website, fiberworldshow.com, or on Instagram stories, 1 or 2 a day, because we're down to 16 brackets. We'll be down to 8 brackets. Yes, 16 vendors, 8 brackets. Okay, math is difficult on a Saturday afternoon. So tomorrow morning, will be up on the website, and again, new photos and randomized, so the same people are not going up against each other again. And then next week we'll be here again on Facebook Live with our 2 more of our teachers to introduce you to, and then the rest of the bracket, the rest of the what's the word I want? Brackets, I guess. That's not the word I want, but rounds. The rest of the rounds, there we go. Will be completed on a live Zoom that you can attend on the 27th. So we'll give you more information about that next week and in emails. Okay.
That is going to be wild.
It is. And hopefully we'll have a couple of extra little exciting things to share with you on that as well, but we're still working that out. So we'll see how that goes. So thank you, Vaughn, for spending the afternoon with me.
Thank you. This was fun.
And thank you to all our great vendors, and be sure to go and check out all their websites.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.